Hey there, Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto in Japan, and we're looking here at an Accord Euro Type R. This one here with 140,000 kilometers is the CL7 model. And so of the Type R versions, there are Civic Type Rs, Integra Type Rs, Accord, and NSX. So this is one of only 4 different types of Type Rs that Honda decided to make. And so they have Accord Type R in 2 generations, the CL1 and the CL7. This one's the later model. And I have to say, I've always loved these cars. I love all the Type Rs. I love Hondas. It sounds funny to say, but you spend any time on a racetrack, Hondas just kick so much butt. And here in Japan, a ton of Type Rs on the track. You don't see too many of these Accords. You see a ton of Integras and Civics on the track here until they all run out, I guess. I just want to have a quick peek here at the suspension. This was at the time that they were going over to McPherson struts for the suspension, but nope, we got double wishbones here, so that's great to see. Let's have a quick look at the engine here. And so the early generation came with a 2.2 liter. This one comes with a 2 liter, and I believe this puts out somewhere in the range of about 200 to 220 horsepower. I actually didn't look it up before checking it out, but it's like 200-ish, 220-ish. I think it's actually 220. Okay, so running condition is fine. This one, even though 140,000 kilometers, that doesn't scare me for Honda. These things will run very well, especially the Type Rs. They tend to have, I don't know what it is about them. They just last forever. They feel so good. And for somebody who's always liked Hondas, this is kind of the very end of Hondas in their simplicity and excellence. And then after this, I feel like they kind of lost their way. I still do like the new Honda Civic Type R, but it's just too complicated, especially in the styling. It just feels like a new car. This feels like the same people who made the original Integra Type R and the Civic Type R. They had fingers in this as well. Maybe it's just my impression. Now, I haven't ever driven one of these. I'm speaking about it like I have, but after I'm done this, I'm going to go take it for a drive just to see what it's like. Perks of the job, I guess. Okay, so here's the auction inspection sheet. I'm going to quickly translate this as the 2004 Euro R Accord, also known as the TSX in Canada, where I come from, and the USA. But the Euro R was not available in those countries. So this one's going over to Canada, New Westminster. It's an auxiliary 4 with interior C, alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, navi, and airbag. Front Recaro seats, that's part of the Type R package. And seat wear. It's actually quite a bit of wear on the center cushion of the seat. The seat feels fine when you're sitting in it, but it's a bit ugly. Steering wheel peeling. I would replace the steering wheel if I were you. Wheels scratched, and exhaust is aftermarket. Looking at the body here, there's minor scratches here, a scratch over here. Here it says A2, which is a medium-sized scratch. I really think this is more like an A3. It has a scratch with some touch-up paint, and it wasn't done particularly well. And I actually didn't see this scratch, but there is another one on the side skirt there. Have a quick look at that one. Okay, here it is. So yeah, touched up with touch-up paint. Not that apparent, as you can see. It's weird to have the wheels tilted. I shoot so many of these reports that I'm used to the car looking in a particular way. So we got a big scratch from here until the end, and maybe, you know, they kind of called that one the A2. Let me just show you that. So you see the A2 is pointing right there. That's right where it is, but they also have some lines here, so maybe that's what they mean too. And those lines are what I would consider the A3. So right here, some scrapes, and continued scrapes over here with touch-up paint on top of it. Now, it's really not that bad, 140,000 kilometers, basically no dents, just those scratches. These are the stock wheels. I believe it's the stock suspension too. I actually just looked at the suspension, but the only thing I was paying attention to was if it was McPherson struts or double wishbones. For the second generation Integra Type R, also known as the RSX, they changed over to McPherson's, and they did the same thing with the Civics as well for the FD2. I'm sorry, not the FD2. The one that comes before the FD2, but the one that comes after the EK9. Anyways, if I had a computer, I would know everything. Okay, I think great looks, great packaging. It's kind of the same size as an Evo. Probably faster than an Evo on a racetrack. Probably slower than an Evo on a street. First time I ever drove a DC2, I was blown away by it. It was fantastic. It was also the same week as the first time I drove an Evo 5, which is also fantastic. I always liked the taillights of these. Accord Euro R. This is the aftermarket exhaust. It's FGK, and it's really not that loud. The buyer of this asked, how loud is the exhaust, and is it going to pass compliance in Canada? Yeah, you'll have no problem with that. Okay, so the interior of the rear here, he should turn his headlights off when he stops the car. Looks weird to drive with your headlights on. Those are manual headlights in that. Okay, and so the seat fabric matches front to back. You can see it's sort of like Alcantara mixed with the nylon fabric. Nice and clean floor mats. These seats are very similar to Evo seats, both made by Recaro. He's dropping off that Mitsubishi, and then I'm shooting that after I shoot that. Okay, no problems here. Gauges. I kind of find that the gauges are not as good looking as you would want them to be. They're not bad, but Honda gauges are fantastic right after this, and that's kind of boring in my opinion. Okay, so AC works and everything in there works. Like shifting, 6-speed manual, that's good. The clutch is good and really easy to use. The throttle response is excellent, brakes feel good. So here's the peeling on the steering wheel. Here is the damage to the seat. So this section in here, you can see is discolored because it's actually a rip in the fabric underneath the mesh fabric. Sign this, Carl. See me, my son. Just gotta sign for this. That's not really my signature. Arigatou gozaimasu. I'm gonna turn off the lights. Aftermarket tack. That's funny. Okay, back to this one here. And then the steering wheel also has some cracks down here. Okay. So dashboard. I think it's a good looking dashboard. Simple, everything you need. Climate control AC is dual zone, so you can have separate left and right temperatures. That's kind of nice. Love these titanium shift knobs. Maybe it's not titanium. Love these weighty shift knobs. 6 speeds. Yes. All I want to do right now is drive the car. That's all I want to do. Okay, so passenger seat, no problems. And then the Alcantara on here has worn a bit shiny. Previous owner was a arm on the armrest kind of driver, which is absolutely not me. I am a hands on the steering wheel kind of driver. Oh, look what I found. Cigarette. I don't want to touch it. So the inside of the car doesn't smell of cigarettes. It is weird to find one in there. Usually I'll mention it if I notice it, but I didn't notice it. Okay, sizable trunk. It goes way back in there. And no water or rust underneath here. You can see the spare tire is a space saver kind. Okay. Actually, it's because I have 2 cars to shoot, I won't be able to take this one for a drive. I really hope that I do before. This is the type of car that I would absolutely want for myself. And I think prices for these are quite reasonable at the moment too. Okay, so there we have it. If you have any questions, please let me know. But otherwise, thanks so much for watching the video. And have a nice day.